Hello and welcome to the news update. I'm Anne Mwendwa. Azimio la Umoja Coalition has announced plans to hold a rally at the Kamukuji grounds in Nairobi on Tuesday next week. The rally is meant to forge the way forward for the coalition after the National Assembly passed proposed Finance Bill 2023. Azimio co-principal Martha Karua said that they believe in the end it is the voice of people that will prevail. The coalition say that Kenyans should not live in a helpless state against rogue leaders. Following the approval of the finance bill, Azimio claims that the Kenya Kwanza government has turned a deaf ear to the opinions of the people. They further claim that in the run-up to the voting of the bill, various polls show that more than 90% of Kenyans rejected it. Earlier in the week, Interior Cabinet Secretary Kithure Kindiki warned the Raila Odinga coalition of a crackdown if it calls for public protest over the finance bill, but in response, Karua threw cold water at Kindiki's threats, saying that they have constitutional rights. Investigators performed 22 autopsies on victims of the Shakahola massacre that occurred in Kilifi County, with the children dominating the list. The pathologists said they had conducted autopsies of 14 children aged between 18 months and 10 years and 7 adults. The experts, however, saying they could not ascertain the age or gender of one body due to the level of decomposition. The postmortem exercise conducted at the Malindi Sub-County Hospital mortuary was led by Chief Government Pathologist Dr. Johansen Oduor, assisted by detectives from the Homicide Unit of the Directorate of Criminal Investigation and forensic experts and analysts from the government's chemist. Dr. Oduor saying that many of the remains found show signs of extreme starvation, some were smothered and a few showed blunt force trauma. He explained that the more the bodies stay, the more difficult it becomes determining the cause of death. The death toll stands at 336. The deaths amount to one of the worst cat-related tragedies in recent history, and the toll is expected to rise after 16 new graves were discovered at Sheikh. The Controller of Budget, Margaret Nyakango, has accused the executive of using supplementary budget to sneak in illegal expenditure, which in turn led to the loss of public funds. Dr. Nyakango said this was achieved through invocation of Article 223 of the Constitution and use of the supplementary budget to reallocate funds to items rejected during the budget-making process. Nyakango called on Parliament to seal loopholes and ring-fence the budget-making process to prevent the loss of public funds. At the same time, the Office of the Controller of Budget raised the red flag of a sagging bills currently standing at 159.7 billion across the 47 counties, saying they are stifling development. According to the national and county government's budget implementation review report for the third quarter of the 2022-2023 financial year, the unpaid bills were leading to a decline in economic growth and an increase in poverty. Nyakango explained that the increase in pending bills had a direct implication on the development of budget implementation reports across the counties. I'm Anne Mwendwa. This is the news updates. Good evening.